batteries of this project, the panels, it is built to last for the next 10 years.
Federal government intervenes, deploys solar mini grids to communities, increases access to electricity. National Commission for Almajiri and out-of-school children's education set to enroll over 20,000 children in school.
The policy that I have, that I will use local content.
Osun State government keys into federal government's plan on use of local contractors in project execution. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 6 on Nta News24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. The federal government has warned state governments against entering foreign negotiations alone without the input of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Following the dispute between the Ogun State government and the Chinese company Zhongshan Fusheng Industrial Investment Company Limited, leading to the seizure of 3 Nigerian presidential jets. A statement by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, stressed that this is part of the problem when state governments take it upon themselves to go into international agreements without the involvement of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the federal government. The minister pointed out that when such goes awry, the ministry is left to deal with the problem. Yusuf Tugar emphasized that foreign negotiations require individuals with expertise and training. Equally, the minister warned that subnational actors should not engage in such agreements alone. The statement recalled that the presidential jets were seized by a French court on August 15th due to a contract dispute between the two parties. The dispute, however, reportedly stemmed from a 2007 agreement for the development of a free trade zone, which later fell apart, leading to the arbitration and ultimately the seizure of the jets. Consequently, the minister affirmed the importance of registering international engagements with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Embassy and federal governments to avoid similar issues in the future. Meanwhile, the federal government is deploying 51 solar mini grids to communities across the country this year as part of interventions to increase access to electricity. Joshua Ojito reports that 5 communities in Abuja are among the beneficiaries.
Defying the deplorable road, Rural Electrification Agency is reaching out to communities in the hinterlands, providing them with electricity to boost the rural economy. Rafin Zurfi in Gwagwalada Area Council of the FCT is the latest beneficiary of the federal government solar project, and the community is excited as the facility is inaugurated.
We are expanding more and more so that we enjoy the light. We live for long without having light.
A 40 kilowatts hybrid solar system with 3.5 kilometers of distribution network across the community is expected to provide affordable and reliable electricity.
What you should expect is a reasonable tariff for the community to be able to afford it and gradually grow their business. The batteries of this project, the panels, it is built to last for the next 10 years. We don't envisage any major problem.
50 kilowatts PV, 144 kilowatt hour battery storage, and 50 kilowatts inverter system with metering infrastructure in place for payment of electricity.
The work being done in rural community by the REA further shows that the federal government of Nigeria is keen on leaving no one behind in the delivery of its developmental projects.
More communities in the FCT are to benefit from the solar mini grid project this year, as federal government taxed them to take ownership of the project against vandals. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The Nigerian Defence Academy is boosting the manpower capacity of the armed forces as cadets of 71 regular course and direct short service course 28 will be concluding their military training exercise in a couple of weeks. Haruna Mohammed reports on the exercise Camp Highland Battle inoculation held in Kachia, led by the Commandant, Major General John Ochai.
Firing of live ammunition in real-life simulation to counter obstacle with armored tanks providing fire support while maneuvering from concealed approach as enemy position come under superior firepower. Camp Highland Battle inoculation exercise for Army cadets of 71 regular course and Directional Service course 28 is a prerequisite for graduation from the Nigerian Defense Academy. Firing the general purpose machine gun and the Scorpion combat vehicle in a show of combined military might.
In the battlefield, you'll be hearing sounds of gunshots, you'll be hearing sounds of explosions, you'll be hearing sounds of your enemy firing at you, bullets whistling over your head, people falling beside you. That is the real deal. So this exercise brings them as close to reality as possible.
And I can assure the nation, particularly the armed forces, that this set of cadets are going to bring a lot of value into confronting the challenges that we are facing, particularly in the security area.
Camp Highland Battle inoculation is a climax of the outdoor training for the regular cadets as well as the Directional Service Course 28. From the Nigerian Army Table Hill, Kachia, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetukun has condemned the kidnapping of 20 medical students in Otukpo, Benue State, while en route to the annual convention of the Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students in Enugu. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi notes that the IGP has ordered the immediate deployment of personnel and technical resources to augment the manpower of the Benue State Command and ensure swift rescue of the students. Meanwhile, the IGP has reiterated the commitment of the force in leaving no stone unturned in the pursuit of the perpetrators, as the force is determined to sustain the fight against crime and criminality, most especially the kidnapping of Nigerians. He equally appeals to the general public to provide useful information and actionable intelligence that will aid the ongoing investigation and the rescue operation. Individuals with relevant details are encouraged to contact the nearest police station or the state's command control center. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has appealed to unions within the aviation sector who protest the federal government's deduction of 50% of all internally generated revenue of aviation agencies at sources to remain calm and maintain industrial peace while the government is working towards amicably resolving the matter. The minister, in a statement, said the ministry understands the significance of the issue and recognizes the vital role the aviation workforce plays in ensuring the safety, efficiency and smooth operation of the industry. He therefore assures the unions that the ministry is committed to addressing these challenges in a manner that ensures the continued viability and sustainability of the sector while maintaining the highest standards of service delivery. Keyamo wishes to assure the workers' unions and other stakeholders that President Bola Tinubu is very concerned about improvements of the aviation sector and will give their demands due consideration with the aim of finding a lasting solution that balances the fiscal needs of the government and the operational requirements of the aviation agencies. There is no doubt the ambitious initiative by the federal government to construct 1,000 kilometers Sokoto-Badagry coastal highway will diversify the nation's economy, boost food security and create jobs. Minister of State for Water Resources and Sanitation, Bello Mohamed Goronyo, stated this during an engagement in Abuja. The minister, in a statement by the Director Press of the ministry, Fumi Nwetinyan, said that the Trans-Saharan trade route, which links northern Nigeria with the southern coast, will play a crucial role in enhancing economic prosperity. Highlighting its strategic importance, the minister says the project will improve market access, reduce post-harvest losses, and stimulate agricultural value chains as well as facilitate commercial and cultural integration. He also extolled President Tinubu's foresight in creating the Northwest Development Commission, which will play a key role in addressing challenges facing the region and also facilitate repair of infrastructure ravaged by insurgency. The National Commission for Almajiri and Out-of-School Children's Education says it has successfully mopped up over 20,000 out-of-school children in the Federal Capital Territory within the last 3 weeks. The Executive Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Mohammed Sani Idris, in a statement emphasizes that the feat was achieved due to the dedicated efforts of the 31 enrollment marshals who worked tirelessly to identify the out-of-school children. He assured that by September, when schools reopen, all mopped-up children will be paving the way for a brighter future. The Executive Secretary reaffirmed the President's commitment to reforming the Almajiri system of education and ensuring that every Nigerian child has access to quality education. Now, keying into federal government's drive to supporting the use of indigenous resources to prioritize more opportunities for local contractors, the Osun State government says local contractors are handling 95% of all ongoing construction works in the state. Governor Ademola Adeleke stated this when a team from the Nigeria Society of Engineers and Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria inspected various roads in the state. Femi Afariogun has details.
For 2 days, the combined team from Nigerian Society of Engineers and Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, KUREN, led by the President of Nigeria Society of Engineers, Margaret Oguntala, visited various ongoing road projects in Osun State. The governor led them to the site of an ongoing construction of a major flyover at Okefia in Osogbo, where they carried out integrity tests on the project.
The job is being done to very high standards and the quality is very good. It's fantastic. We commend him for using Nigerian engineers, for believing in the Nigerian engineer, and we assure him again publicly that the Nigerian engineers will not disappoint him.
Governor Adeleke says the use of local contractors is to build the economy of the state and ensure fast infrastructural development of Osun.
The policy that I have, that I will use local content, and it's working here. And we have the best local content here of engineers. Other projects, we are just using this place, as a point of contact. I can assure you, other projects similar are going on simultaneously.
Part of the road visited by the team of engineers include the 5.5 kilometers Akoda Baptist High School Ede in Osogbo. Femi Afariogun, Nta News.
You're watching the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. A midnight fire outbreak at Kaura Market has destroyed goods worth millions of naira, with traders clearing the debris while thinking of how to start afresh. Ibrahim Belogunda was there and now reports.
The fire outbreak at Kaura Market in Abuja affected open stall owners who trade in provision, foodstuff and perishables. Eyewitness account reveals that the fire outbreak started after power was restored.
When the light spark, I now went there with trolling to control the fire. Cylinder and the generator that they are hiding inside the shop. The fire started, when the fire started, the gas, cylinder and the generator, they explode and the fire was escalated. Then I now called the near fire station.
Chairman, Kaura Market and other traders affected said they lost everything and starting afresh will be challenging as some of the affected traders are already in debt.
When they restored the light and the fire started, this is what they used to take care of their family. We are calling on government to see how they can come for our aid, understand, so that we'll be able to get back on their feet.
Even a single pin in this market, we didn't bring it out.
Our shops, the money we left, the contribution money we kept for people, because we are doing this daily contribution. Everything in our shop is gone, so we don't have anything left. We didn't even pick a pin from our shops. Please, we are begging the government, please, they should come to our aid.
I think it's devastating, and there is a need for government to come in and help these people. These are ordinary people. You know, the place that got burnt has small shops of women who borrow money every day and trade and return the money and get more to trade again.
With more than 50 traders affected, the market management promised to put in place measures that will ensure safety of shops. In Abuja, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, Nta News.
142,000 vulnerable persons have benefited from food palliatives made available by the federal government in collaboration with the Jigawa state government. Governor Umar Namadi personally flagged off the distribution of the food commodities in Dutse to beneficiaries drawn from across the 11 political wards of the capital. Mohammed Musa Askira reports.
The beneficiaries could not hide their joy as they carried their food packages home, bidding farewell to hunger triggered by the cost of living in the country, at least for a while. 10,000 naira cash was presented to each of the beneficiaries by the governor himself to help the beneficiaries transport their food packages home. In Dutse alone, 1,100 vulnerable persons have benefited from this palliative, and across the state, 142,000 persons are to benefit from it.
In the last 1 year, we undertook several interventions. Largely, this came in several forms, including food and cash transfers to thousands of well-deserving vulnerable segments of the population, free or subsidized distribution of agricultural input to boost food production, and provision of employment opportunities to thousands of our teeming youth to provide them with a sustainable means of livelihood.
Governor Umar Namadi, while expressing his gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the support, assures the people in the state of by the Nigerian president. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, Nta News.
Let's get more on education now, and joining us live via Zoom in Calabar is the Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on University Education, Abubakar Hassan Fulata. Many thanks for joining us, Honourable.
Thank you very much.
All right, oversight obviously is part of your statutory engagements, which you and the members of the committee started since June this year. Give us a brief of how things have gone so far since June.
Well, oversight functions of the House is part of the constitutional provisions enshrined in Section 88, 89 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are visiting all the federal universities to look at their books, to list challenges and their achievements. And so far, so good. We visited virtually all the universities, with the exception of few in the north central and northeastern part of the country. We have finished with the universities in the northeast, and southeast, and south-south. We are now in Calabar. We are proceeding to Port Harcourt.
All right, Honourable, what have been your general observations so far, going by the 3 zones that you have covered?
Yeah, well, there's a need for physical discipline in virtually all the universities. Physical discipline in terms of judicious utilization of the internally generated revenue. There is also the need for infrastructure development. So virtually all the universities are challenged in this aspect. dilapidated infrastructure, and also there's the issue of non-compliance with provisions of Section 14 and subsection 3 and 4 of the Constitution with regards to nominal role. A lot of the universities are operating as if they are state institutions. They refuse to observe the federal character principle. One ethnic group dominates the entire workforce of most of the universities. I think there's need for improvement in this area. Refusal to comply with the provision of the Constitution is a gross misconduct, and therefore it's a very serious offense in parliamentary terms. Therefore, there is a need for universities to comply with the federal character principle in terms of their employment. For now, most of the universities are in breach of the federal character principle of Constitution.
All right, Honorable Abubakar Hassan Fulata, Chairman House Reps Committee on University Education. Many thanks for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Incessant and indiscriminate cutting down of trees for charcoal production and other logging activities have seriously negatively affected the ecosystem. This was the assertion of Nasir Umar, a lecturer in the Department of Geography at the Nasarawa State University, Kefi. Mohammed Owalu has details.
These are outfits used by charcoal burners. Large quantity of trees are logged, carbonized, and the end result are these bags of charcoal lined up by the roadsides or transported to other parts of the country for commercial purposes, which serve as cheaper alternative source of energy to many homes.
Things have been difficult. The economic hardship is unbearable.
Charcoal production has become our means of livelihood. We pay our children's school fees.
However, despite the economic benefits derived from the production, a geographer, Nasir Umar, says deforestation has lots of negative impacts.
People that are into that business, they need serious enlightenment on the kind of trees they should harvest for their business. Because most of them don't know whether a tree is a self-sustaining system or it is not. They just go into the bush, cutting the trees, burning them, bringing charcoal, just in the name of what? Survival.
The situation may not be entirely gloomy, as the expert offers solution to save the Mother Earth from global warming.
As we go into bush to go and cut down trees, we don't do clear cutting. We rather coppice or carve. Or if we must do cutting, we do stunted cutting and allow the remaining body to continue to regenerate. We should also encourage people to plant trees all over.
Nigeria may not boast of a forest like the Amazon, but there's need for government at all levels to curb the excessive deforestation for charcoal, timber logging and fur, in order to avoid the multiple tragedies associated with it, among which are soil erosion, flooding, emission of greenhouse gases, and loss of diversity. From Kefi, Muhammad Awalu, NTA News.
Former President Muhammadu Buhari expressed his condolences to the former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Jiga, following the death of his mother, Hajia Hawa Kulu Muhammadu Jiga, who died after a brief illness in Abuja. The former president, in a statement by his media aide, Garba Shehu, while praying for the repose of her soul and Allah's mercy, to grant her al-Jannatul Firdausi, and says there is no greater loss than that of a mother. He, however, urges Jiga to find solace and comfort in the good deeds she left behind. And that concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.